So you submitted the case. How much work is the argument or paperwork involved in making that? Is a lot of it just, providing the RFE response, all that kind of stuff? How much legwork is it to file one of these?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you from my perspective, and I know that Brian's reminded me on a number of occasions that we don't have to make our entire argument in the complaint.
David's arguing summary judgment in the complaint. He's putting every detail. He loves the weeds. He loves the nuances and the regs, and that's good because the AUSA doesn't know anything about that. We know the immigration law. They know procedure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as Brian has reminded me on a number of occasions, I could go a little more skeletal and this could be for later in the process. And he knows that he understands that much better than I understand it. but when I submit it, I want it to, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I want the U.S. attorney, when they see this, to go, this is crazy. I don't want to deal with this. Mm-hmm. And I want USCIS to see it and realize how weak their argument is from the get-go. Yeah. And maybe I'm wasting some time by doing that because it does take a lot of time to really develop a strong argument. No matter how strong the RFE was, I mean, I'll back up a little bit. The way that I respond to RFEs now is based on these complaints. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit easier if it's one of my underlying cases. But when I'm doing this for other attorneys, or we're doing this for other attorneys, it's a lot more work because they're not making a legal argument most of the time. They're getting into this tit for tat facts issues. And so my argument's actually very different than what they have responded to with the RFE. So it's a lot of work just on the complaint side, not to mention all the other, the supporting docs that go with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say
it's a legwork. Yeah.
Probably I'm a true solo, so I don't have a paralegal. And if I have to do a complete lawsuit beginning to end, a simple lawsuit, if I have all the documents, I could probably prepare everything in maybe 3 or 4 hours. And then if you're talking about a lawsuit, like I do EAD delay lawsuits that are very similar and structured. If you have those, I can do a lawsuit in under 2 hours, but that's very templated, pro forma. If you're challenging the denial of a benefits case, you have to get into the nitty gritty of what did they say in the RFE? What did they say in the denial? Do they match? Do they not match? I mean, there's a lot of, and I know David just vents when he's doing it, he's writing it, it's coming out. And there's nothing wrong with doing it because you're just going to take that work and make it more detailed in the summary judgment argument. But if you can show the AUSA, they had this evidence and they clearly ignored it, or they clearly increased the standard of proof. If you can show either one of those things to the opposing counsel, they work for DOJ, not DHS. They're going to be like, I don't want to, lose my credibility with a judge because of these harebrained decisions. And the worse the denial, the better the lawsuit. If you file an MTR AO appeal, they're going to have lawyers rewrite the denial and make it better for them. If you have an officer at the ground level that just makes a completely incomprehensible decision, that's the best case to sue on because they just can't defend it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So, I feel when I'm writing these RFE responses, because the RFE's gotten so ridiculous, there's a lot of emotional frustration that's going into it. It's like, why are you even doing this? Forcing me to write all this. It's just an annoying experience. It really takes the fun out of practicing immigration law. I guess, I'm not a combative person. Some people might really enjoy that, going on par, fighting them and that kind of stuff.